Morgan and her friends used to gather round the bathroom mirror in candlelight, summoning Bloody Mary and trembling as they believed that she would come to haunt them. And me, I'd march down a dark hallway or into a pitch black room, totally pumped, ready to leap out and attack anything that dared crawl out of the dark to grab me. In this episode of the Midlife Mud, we're celebrating the art of getting scared, swapping childhood frights for grown-up ones, and figuring out why we still chase that little jolt of fear. From haunted houses to emotional resilience, we're talking about how being scared might just be good for us.
Hey, I'm Morgan,
I'm Chris. Welcome to the Midlife Mud,
where we promise to bring the real shit, all the grit, and pretty much zero clue about how to deal with this crazy phase of life.
And by the way, because this is all about feeling less alone, what we want most is to connect with you.
Absolutely. So take a few seconds and visit themidlifemud.com and join our community.
And you'll stay up to date on all the dirt.
And even better, become a part of the conversation.
We can't wait to see you there. All right, tighten those boots and let's get muddy.
So it's spooky season, which, by the way, I just feel like I feel like I should make mention of the fact that we are in the same room at the same time recording, which is the first time we've ever done this.
It's very strange.
Nobody else really cares. But in honor of spooky season, I wanted to tell a little story. When I was a kid, my girlfriends and I would totally try to freak ourselves out. And the way we did this, there was a story about Bloody Mary. I don't know if I guess is it like Queen Mary? Is it based on Queen Mary? I'm not really even sure. It's been passed down.
I mainly know about the vodka drink, but...
Okay, well, I didn't know about that when I was a little girl, but... But there's this story that if you lock yourself in a dark, windowless room, like a bathroom, in front of a mirror, and you say Bloody Mary repeatedly, I don't remember how many times, then you're supposed to conjure her, okay? So my friends and I would dare each other to lock ourselves in the bathroom and do this. And there was one time that one of us came out with a scratch. Mind you, it was the tiniest little baby scratch, didn't even really break skin, on our arm. And we thought for sure that was from Bloody Mary. And we were shit your pants terrified. So terrified. And I know if my friend is listening, she knows exactly what I'm talking about.
How old were you?
Oh my gosh. Probably elementary school.
I vaguely remember this now that at least I think I do.
My point in bringing it up is it was so much fun to scare ourselves like that. Because there's some element of okay, this isn't really real, way deep down, but it really did get us frightened, So in honor of spooky season, that's kind of what we want to talk about today, is this idea of fake fear, of thrilling ourselves in sort of a controlled and fun way versus real fear. Because midlife is scary enough on its own, right? Especially today in today's world. So why the hell do we do this to ourselves?
Yeah, I can remember when we were kids, every Halloween season, Dad would have at least one night where he would turn all the lights down, he would light a fire in the fireplace, and we would all sit on the hearth. And he had this record. Literally, it was a record that he would put on that were these scary
I remember
sounds.
This. Oh my gosh, I loved that thing.
Like crashing and woo and all these different creaking sounds. And he would tell us stories. And I can't remember if he read a book or not, but I used to love that.
It was so much fun. I think it was actually someone was going into a haunted house.
Yeah.
And so he was talking while he was doing this to narrate it. And then there were all these spooky sounds going along with it. And I remember we used to just turn it on sometimes just to freak ourselves out. Right? So is there anything you do as an adult? Some people don't. I think some people let it go. But is there anything that you do as an adult to intentionally freak yourself out?
I have this obsession with action movies and spy intrigue thrillers and mysteries.
Yeah.
Anything like that where really scary things have happened. I'd love to watch that stuff.
To get a little bit of that adrenaline spike.
I guess that's what it does for me. And there's this other thing. It's gotten more intense as I have aged, but I have a little bit of this fear of heights.
Oh my God, it's gotten worse for me too. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
And sometimes I will have these visualizations where I'm in a hot air balloon, which is like the scariest fucking thing I could ever imagine doing. It's like a combination of being up high and having no control. It's just really frightening. So as scary as that is, there are times where I find myself actually visualizing that experience.
Like on purpose.
On purpose. Like I'm imagining it.
Yeah, that's funny.
And there was a movie. What the hell was the name of that movie? It was based on a true story, I think, and it was set in London, like way back in the early 1900s. And this couple, I don't think they were romantically involved, but they got in this balloon, and it's about them climbing up into the high reaches of the atmosphere. And they're like climbing on top of this balloon at like 25,000 feet. Like,
Oh, yeah, heights definitely terrify me. And that's a legitimate thing. But to your point, like, I'm scared of heights, and yet I'll go to an amusement park and get on like the mega coaster with the highest, you know what I mean? And that feeling, I remember the first time I did that, I was standing in line with the kids. And all of us were standing there, because you wait for a while for these things. All of us were standing there looking like we needed to throw up or pee in our pants or something. I mean, it was just like, I want to do this and I don't want to do this. That feeling of tension that happens, God, there's nothing like when you lock in to a seat and then you're going up the thing and you're like, I can't back out. And I want to every damn time. I'm like, never mind.
Yeah, when we were younger, we used to go to that amusement park in Ohio, Kings Island.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the day, the vortex was the thing. You know, that it was a massive roller coaster that did a double corkscrew and 4 loops. And that was the scary thing. And a couple years ago, we went back there. And I hadn't been there or really to a amusement park of that magnitude for decades.
Mm-hmm.
And like everything else, roller coasters have fucking gotten huge.
Yeah.
And we went on this one roller coaster. I'm like, okay, like that looks pretty big. We get up there and we go down. But the thing is, we went right back up and did a drop the same size. And I was like, oh my God, we got to do it again.
My stomach can't handle it. I know. That reminds me of a ride that we did at Disneyland. I think it's called the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's basically like a Tower of Terror kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll raise you up and then drop you down and raise you up and drop. It's like this totally up and down all over the place thing. By the way, you're in the dark. Like you can't see and you have no perception of what's about to happen. And some people love that. I grabbed my daughter, who at the time was like 9, grabbed her shirt so hard. My glasses flew off my head because I was dumb and forgot to take them off. But the unpredictability of it, I will never get on that ride again. That was too much for me. It's different when you're on a roller coaster and you can see, like, okay, there's another hill coming. Even if it's fast, you still can anticipate it just enough that it's like, okay, I'm fine. But this up and down all over the place, not knowing what's coming next, that's not for me.
Well, it plays into the lack of control.
It does.
A little too much.
Too much for me. Too much for me. But I am really drawn to, especially this time of year, I really do. Like there are times when I'm like, I really want to wind down and relax. I really want to watch like a really creepy movie, you know?
Yeah.
Granted, I am not into hacker movies. That's not a thing for me at all.
Yeah.
I don't like blood and gore, but give me a good, scary ghost movie or something.
Well, it's not a ghost movie, but I'm going to give you one.
What?
From the olden days. When a Stranger Calls.
Yes.
That's
a good one.
Was a very scary movie.
Yes. I love stuff like that.
And it was scary because it had a degree of realism to it. Like that could have actually happened.
Yes. I think that's what appeals to me about ghost story. Do you believe in ghosts?
Nah, maybe.
I don't know. I really don't know. The intrigue of that, the mystery, it could be, but you don't know.
Yeah. And that's it for me. I believe in mystery. I believe there are things we don't know. And there is this great mystery.
Yeah.
And whether that means ghosts, I'm not really sure. I can't work that out. But I definitely believe there's a lot of shit In fact, probably most that we have
There's
no
so
idea
much we
about.
don't know.
Right.
Here in town, there's a place called Waverly Hills, which used to be like a hospital for tuberculosis patients. It shows up on some of these documentaries and shows, haunting shows, because it's supposed to be one of the most haunted places. And every year they do a haunted house within it that you can go to. So I've been a couple of times. I went once in dental school, and that was back in the days when they actually still had the body chute open. You could walk down this big tunnel where they used to take all the dead bodies. It's really creepy. But they say that when you go, you always have the chance of bringing home a spirit or something with you, which so the fun doesn't end when you leave there.
Right.
You know, it's still going. So I don't know that, like, what is the appeal of that? It's interesting that we even do that, especially right now when I don't know how everybody else is feeling. I can gather, but I'm scared enough as it is. There's so much going on that I catch myself being like, why would I want to sit down and listen to a true crime podcast? Or why would I want to sit down and watch a scary movie? There's real stuff to be scared of out there.
Yes. There are lots of things in this world that are worth being afraid of. I mean, fear is a real emotion that helps us navigate our lives, right? It does have a purpose.
Right.
But sometimes we're scared of things we shouldn't be, and sometimes we're not scared of things that we should be.
Even as adult, like there's some stupid things that I'm scared of as an adult.
Well, what are some real things that you're afraid of?
Oh my God. Okay. This is just from yesterday. Anytime I get a phone call and look at my phone and it is from one of the kids' schools, my stomach drops every time. You know, oh no, somebody did something, somebody's in trouble. That is a legit fear. And, you know, most of the time it's valid. Another rational thing, and you're going to think this is funny, or maybe you won't. I don't know. Skiing. I am scared of skiing.
Yeah.
You know, every time we make these big trips to go skiing, there's something in the back of my mind that's like, oh my gosh, what if you break something? And that's legitimate. You can absolutely hurt yourself skiing. Another one, I hate puke.
Yeah.
So anytime, and for some reason, puke hits our family in the middle of the night. That's when it hits. So if any of my kids, which they're older now, but even our 11-year-old might do this, like come in the middle of the night. Anytime one of my kids comes in the middle of the night to my bedroom, there's this wave of adrenaline that hits me because I'm like, oh my God, they're going to throw up. Something, you know, they don't get up unless there's something like that happening. So I don't know why. I don't know why I have such an irrational fear. It's been since I was little.
I guess that's an irrational fear.
It's irrational and it's rational because on the one hand, the fear of getting sick, that's a real fear.
All right. So what about the ones that aren't so rational?
Every single time I walk the dog, I take her out through the garage door. Every time I go walk through the garage door, like the big one, you know, that raises it, I have this image that I'm going to get, like it's going to slam down on me and like cut me in half or something. It's so stupid. So there are times when I will like wait for it to go up just enough and then I'll scurry under it, you know, so that it can't get me. Aren't there like fail safes for that? Like it's not going to do that, but I just have this image of it like slamming down.
Well, there are fail safes, and it reminds me, I have this little like limbo technique. I always get made fun of for doing it when I don't have the garage door opener. And so I'll hit the thing and then you run outside of the garage door. But when you get to the garage door, you have to do this hurdle over the imaginary line.
So that it won't trip it.
The laser tripwire.
Yeah.
So it won't trip it. Yeah. And you have to be careful that you have to squat and lift your leg at the same time or else you'll hit your head on the door.
See, this terrifies me. I would never do it. I just wouldn't do it.
I find it fun, actually.
I don't know. So that is not a rational fear that I have, but I still do it. Okay. Probably most kids do this. Coming up from the spooky basement, if you're alone, you're going up the stairs.
Yeah.
That feeling that someone's behind you and like gonna get you.
Yeah.
I still sometimes, as a 44-year-old woman, will start skipping steps and running up the steps just to get up there.
There's something about having the lights off in the house that still will get me like more keyed up.
Are you scared of the dark?
Ready to respond.
Yeah.
ready to get whatever's out there to get me.
Right. I know. There's something going to get me. It's so true.
It's like the amperage is just turned up a little
It
bit.
is. You're just a little heightened.
So for me, rational fears, it's funny because they can waver around. Sometimes they're real fears and they're validated, but they can become irrational.
Oh, for sure they can. They can blow
So
up.
the normal
But isn't that what fear does? Like fear will run with something.
It'll run.
Make you make stories up.
So rational fears, I definitely have fears about security, just physical, food, shelter, those type of things, and health for myself and for the people around me, right? So there's a lot of fears around that. And those kind of play sometimes into some of the other fears, really. Like if I get that call in the middle of the night, or basically most of my closest circle of people, there's a fairly predictable pattern of when calls and texts will come.
Right. So if anything's out of the ordinary, it's like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Your brain automatically goes there.
Yeah. Like Dad called me not too long ago in the middle of the workday.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, fuck, what's going on? He just butt dialed.
He's done that to me too.
Yeah. And then I got to hear about his hearing aids for a while. So,
but do you think these kinds of, because again, like you said, these are rational things to think. Sometimes they go too far, but do you think that these have gotten worse now that we're in midlife? Like, I don't know if I remember doing that as a kid.
Sure.
Because we didn't have the kind of experience to draw from to know.
For sure. And I think it's experience. I also think there's a greater awareness of what we have to lose.
Yeah.
And it kind of segues into the next thing. So the outdoor adventure stuff can be a fear-evoking thing for me. I do it, and I actually love that. And there's a certain point at which it's sort of like you and the roller coasters in the dark. Like there is an edge where it's too much.
Yeah.
And that changes sometimes depending on what my skill and comfort and experience is, which grows over time. But there's a degree of that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Feeling like I'm a little bit on the edge, but not too much.
What's the rush from, do you feel like, in those situations?
Adrenaline?
No, but what yeah. Why?
Come on, let's go back to
why
basics.
does the adrenaline like, what is it that you're, I guess, afraid of in those situations, typically?
Well, there's an immediate and then a longer term, right? The immediate is just physical danger, right? And then in the longer term, it's the effects of physical danger, right? If I hurt myself, then I take myself out of the game, or I can't do the things that I normally would be able to do. And that goes back to security, or it could.
Oh, yeah.
Like maybe I would have a hard time working and
then money.
So, right.
Yeah.
All of those things. So it has gotten trickier for me in midlife to work with that set of fears, and deciphering like what's rational and what's not rational is sometimes
you're right.
hard.
It's blurrier than I thought.
And when I was younger,
it wasn't like
I
that.
just ran off, like just do the thing, right?
Well, okay. Let's just talk about this for a minute, because as a kid, you and our sister were a lot more risk-seeking, I would say.
Yeah.
I have this image of you guys sitting on your skateboard. We lived on this giant hill, very steep driveway. And I have this image of you and our sister sitting on the skateboard, going down the driveway, like into the street.
Yeah.
And just the panic of watching that for me was enough.
By the way, the skateboard was a Vision Gator, for those of you that are skateboard people, and had orange
I remember the orange
tape on the top of the deck.
Yeah. Or like you would get on your bike and she would sit on the handlebars, Did
I ever get you on the handlebars?
No, hell no, you did not. Hell no.
We ought to do that sometime.
No.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll work on it. And I think we're going to put it on Instagram.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Or some media platform.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because I don't think of myself as I'm not necessarily a thrill seeker in that way. There's something about physical safety for me. I'm a little less adventurous in that way.
You're a lot less adventurous.
But I like psychological thrills.
Yeah.
Those are my thing, which makes sense. I'm more of a headsy person. You're more of a physical person.
Yeah.
And I'm more in my head.
True.
So it's funny that we both seek these sort of different thrills in that way. What are some of your irrational fears that you know are irrational?
I'm obsessive about checking emails. Like, I don't know what I'm waiting for. I think our parents and older generations did this with the mail, but now with modern email, it's like on steroids because you're getting all of these emails every day. And I get like 150 spam emails a day. So I'm going through my email box, and I really could set up my spam filters better, but I haven't done that. So I'm just there's something that I'm almost addicted to, the act of threading through this mass of spam emails.
Matt does that.
So that I don't miss the one.
What is this email? What is this
come.
email that's going to come to you?
I don't know, but when I see it, I'll know.
We're going to find out. That's funny because if Matt does the same thing. He does not have any filters set up. And so he will, if there's a day where he can't check his email for some reason for a period of time, he almost feels defeated. He's like, oh, I've got 700 emails I have to go through. And then I know he's going to spend the next hour going through each and every single one. I'm like, I don't ever do that. I just let him sit there.
Well, I let him sit there, but I have to scroll through and
to make sure you didn't miss anything.
And then I get anxiety that, well, maybe I didn't scroll through that day.
No, he cannot have any unread emails.
Yeah, that's a new level.
He has to delete or read them. He cannot have, there's any.
I can imagine that. And that's a new level. I have a similar kind of perseveration about phone calls. We live in the era of just numerous spam calls. And
oh my God, I know. But did you see the new update that you can now filter spam calls?
Yeah. Actually, I had a long talk with Dad about that.
Oh no.
He was the one talking.
Was he? Yeah, that shocks me. Is it the same thing for you though? Are you worried you're going to miss some important phone call if you do that?
Actually, I'm not. I'm more concerned that someone that's calling, it will shy them away. I guess it is. I guess I would miss that call because they're like, no, I don't want that screening thing. Which when I talk about it out loud, it's like, well, then I don't want to hear from you anyway.
If you can't make it through my screening process, then why are we even talking?
All right. So this podcast had a purpose this morning.
You've learned something.
And there's just this general irrational fear that I've missed something, or I'm forgetting something, or there's something that I'm not doing.
It's true, though. I feel like at this stage of life, too,
it's always like there is. Did I think of this?
There really is something we're missing.
And
always.
When I hit a quiet spot in the flow of things, that's where my mind likes to go. Oh, what did you forget? What are you missing?
Yeah.
What didn't you do? I'm sure
and
there's
that's like
something.
The kind of fear that's not fun.
No.
Like, we don't want to do that intentionally.
Well, and to a large degree, it's not rational.
No. But it fascinates me because there is actually research out there. Back to the intentional fake fun. I mean, fake fear. I don't know what real fun is.
I think you have a hard time having fun.
Okay, back to the intentional
One of
fake.
my goals in life, like before I die, is to actually watch you have fun.
I do have fun. It's just different than what everybody else does. Okay?
I have seen you have fun, but I want to see it a little more.
I'm working on it. But back to the fake fear and like intentionally freaking yourself out, especially in the world that we live in today. Like, is there a benefit to doing that? Why do we do that? And there's research that talks about this. There's something about safe danger, if you can say that. Doing something that's just scary enough, like haunted houses or sitting down watching a horror film, roller coasters, they do trigger real fear, but there's not any real threat. And so there's this control and this sense of safety that you have. It gives you that excitement, the adrenaline, but it also is fun. So there is something about safe danger.
Yeah. The other thing is fear can almost be like an emotional gym. And I love that analogy because for me, particularly, it plays on the physicality. A lot of the fears that I like to play with have some physical element. The way that I approach a lot of these outdoor activities that put me in some degree of fear is in this incremental way. Like, it is controlled. I am controlling it, but I am getting to that point where my heart rate's up and I'm like, I don't know about this.
The
but I'm
little
gonna-"
questionability.
There's
Like,
a little
I'm
bit
not
of
sure if I'll survive
questionability.
this.
But what happens over time is, the thresholds start to change because from that exposure, you learn how to cope with one experience and then you kind of crank it up a little bit more and a little bit more. And there's something about that experience and exposure that frees us to move versus just being paralyzed.
It's like exposure therapy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a way to practice having those intense feelings in a very controlled way.
Right.
Another thing that I discovered is, and it makes sense to me because this does happen to me, the right level of fear, not intense fear, not like panic, but a moderate fear can actually boost your mood. They've done studies that show that people who experience moderate levels of fear, they actually feel better afterward. There's the adrenaline rush, but there's something about that actually, I don't know, is it endorphins? Like what? There's something that actually elevates your mood. I thought that was pretty cool.
One of my favorites is how shared fear, so group experiences of fear, can strengthen bonds.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me think of a time where I was co-leading this trip. It was a hiking trip, 4 days in the mountains. And when we left, it was like a November or something. So a fringe season, border season, and is 45 degrees. And we were climbing out of a valley up to a higher elevation. And by the time we got to camp on night 1, it had started snowing and the temperature had dropped to 20 degrees. And by the next day, it was still snowing and the temperature had dropped to 10 degrees with a wind chill of -10.
Ooh.
And we had 5 or 6 teenagers with us, one of which grew up in Florida and had never seen snow.
Oh, God.
And the co-leader and I got to camp on night 2 and packed everybody in their tents and stayed up all night just boiling water and taking hot water bottles to the kids and all that stuff. And it was scary because it felt like we're on the edge and we need to make sure that we are paying attention every second, because in that type of environment, things can go sideways really quickly if one person gets injured or dehydrated or hypothermic or any of those things. Then it was going to put a tremendous amount of strain and be dangerous. And there's something about the aftermath of those experiences that do make you feel closer.
Yeah. And what you just described is a very real, intense sort of scenario.
Right.
But choosing, again, in a controlled environment, like choosing to go to a theme park, an amusement park with your family and go on all these scary rides together. By the end of the day, every time we've done that, you've gone with us. Like we've done this together. Every time we do that, it is like it melts some of the tension that exists between us as a family, you know?
It's true.
So using that as a bonding.
Maybe what it does is it brings things more into focus.
Like into perspective.
I know for me, like some of the shit that I let affect my bonds or connection with other people really is just doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
And as stupid as it sounds, it's easy to just get pissed because somebody didn't wipe down the counter or, they weren't there on time, which means they didn't care enough about your schedule or whatever the fuck it was. And usually it's just the fact that we can't get out of our own way.
Yeah.
And we don't really mean harm, but we create harm, and that's what happens. And when you do something that's scary together, that trivial shit just melts away sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
Right. It's like in the grand scheme of life,
right?
We almost died on that roller coaster together. Like it does. It kind of like, what's the most important thing?
Actually, I do love you.
Right. Exactly. So if you're having issues with your teenagers,
ride a roller
take
coaster.
them on a roller coaster. One of my favorites that I found is this idea of mastery and control. I love it. Like when you get to choose when and how to be scared, you have a feeling of power, right? Over your emotions. That's my favorite, is to, try to control my emotions. But I like it because it just gives you this practice. It gives you the practice of managing really, really intense emotions it can be a good thing. It's like this rehearsal for bravery.
Well, the mastery and control dovetails really well with the emotional gym. You know,
Yeah.
it's about conditioning.
So all in all, like, it's not a bad thing, this idea of freaking yourself the fuck out.
It puts Halloween in this different light for me because I sometimes get a little bit put off by Halloween, honestly.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't know,
I
like
love it.
it's a pagan holiday and, it's sort of a strange tradition. And
Well, it is.
Why do we do this? But we're having this conversation and I'm like, yeah, well, this is why we do it, because it's fun. There's some element of fun.
Another thing I was going to mention, you were talking about the bonding thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is true. On SNL, you know how they'll do the weekend updates and they have these fake stories and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Well, they talk about how October is cuffing season. I don't know if that's true, but basically a lot of people couple off, like start dating or whatever during October. So to me, that kind of makes sense because we're all doing these things that freak us out.
A little freaky.
Yeah, yeah.
It's also good training as we go into the holidays with our families,
It's true. The point being, when we looked into this more, it can be a good thing to do in moderate amounts.
Yeah. And the fun part for me is just having that memory of sitting on the hearth as kids listening to that spooky record.
We used to act it out.
I haven't thought of that in so long.
Loved it. I know.
Such a cool memory.
Yeah. All right. So with that, happy Halloween, however you choose to celebrate or not. Go freak yourself out just the right amount and don't take life too seriously.
And take someone with you so that you can hug them.
Go
after.
bond. Yes.
Yeah.
With that, we will leave you and we'll see you next time.
In the mud. Thanks for being with us in the mud today.
If you liked this episode, do us a huge favor and subscribe to the show. This is going to make sure you never miss an episode, and it's going to help us grow our muddy community, which would mean the world to us.
See you next time in the mud.